Lim, Mr. De Marilas, and Mr. Ke, the cyber floor is yours.
So good afternoon, everyone. So I'm hoping you're enjoying your hot box and your meal together with this forum. So let me start this forum on a relaxed note. So I have a simple question. What for you, both Ian and Mario, is your metaverse name? Have you thought about that? No? Before people started moving to metaverse, they have to think of a metaverse name. So have you thought of one already? We'll start with Ian. Ian,
sure.
What's your metaverse name?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. I will go with Earth to Ian. So it's Earth, the planet, number 2, Ian. We're in metaverse, right? So we have to kind of tie back to Earth as well. So it's Earth to Ian.
Yeah, that's a good name. Very creative. How about you, Sir Mario?
Yeah, I might use my new handle, but it's not anymore new. I've been using it for 3 years. Maybe the disc jockey. But I think during the talk earlier, I told my aspiration when I was 90 pounds, lighter. I used to have a handle MD Challenger, referring to the Challenger space shuttle who exploded after it was launched. Seconds after it was launched, it exploded. So maybe those two can be.
Okay, so that means you will have 2 persona on the metaverse.
Yeah,
that's okay. That's okay.
Different avatars and different persona.
Yes, if the Marvel universe goes with the multiverse, we can do a multi-metaverse, and you can have those 2 personas. So to kick off our discussion for this afternoon is what is the first step for any company if they want to embark their journey towards the metaverse? What's the very first step? Of course, aside from looking for that metaverse name, what's the first step for companies to do when they want to go to the metaverse? So anyone who wants to start kicking the ball rolling? Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. I mean, I'll speak from a cybersecurity perspective, right? Because that's really where this is at. I think the first step, to your journey in the metaverse is really understanding your risk in the metaverse, right? From a cyber perspective. So, if you are building, your own metaverse component to plug into or to direct traffic to, you've got to kind of secure that, as I've explained. Look at all the layers, right, that you have to deal with, from infrastructure, to the device, to the awareness component and experience component. So having an assessment, a security assessment done, for your metaverse initiative would be my first step. And then once you have that security assessment done, across that layers, you'll have a gap, and then you need to prioritize that according to your business goals.
Yeah, that's a very good first step. Yeah, thank you. Mario?
Yeah, I'll take the hat of an owner, of a business leader. So Ian took the cybersecurity role. I'll took the business role. Again, you need to know what is your core business that you like to extend, to your customer, and what are those customer expectations to enhance experience. So earlier, when I discussed metaverse, is from my user experience. So what are those core processes that you like to extend the customer experience? Come up with that plan and assess if this is something that you can do, or if someone else can do that for you. So that's I guess that's the best. That's the first step. And also, you may decide not to take the metaverse, but I think that will be counterproductive. That's where we're going. I have bandings with my daughter playing Roblox. So I was surprised. There was an incident. That was not really an incident, but a query. Because we don't give money to our children, to my children. we're surprised that she bought something, and we were surprised where did she get the money. And she told us, both me and my spouse, that she sold something in Roblox. So I was surprised it was a revenue generating activity in that particular platform. So that's I think that's where the next generation lies. So I think for the next 5 years, it will be a realization of this integration. So there's no way of going back or not doing it. No? So you have to plan what are your processes to be, then execute it.
So thank you for sharing that incident. Well, it's an experience from your daughter, which I can say it's also the same experience with my son, who sold a lot of things. He just borrowed my eBay account. I was surprised he was selling a lot. And these are all virtual goods that we never even imagined getting sold on a marketplace like eBay. So this is the next step. No? So that's why that now leads me to the next question. If there's an advantage for us as individuals, what's the opportunity that lies ahead for companies embarking on the metaverse? What for you is the best opportunity for you to tell your clients or friends or that they need to be there? And what is that opportunity? What can you share, Ian?
Yeah, I think it depends on which domain you're talking about, right? So if you're talking about a retail, the retail domain, then the key opportunity there is experience. The metaverse provides a 3D experience, into a 2D world, that we know about. And in a 3D world, you can do a lot more. You can see a lot more. You can feel a lot more. You can have, I'm sure some speakers have said that, when you have a meeting in Avatar, in Avatar land, it's a different experience. You can look around and everything. And so I think for retail, it's experience, right? In the manufacturing space where, they are doing digital twinning, I mean, there's a journey that they're going to take, from really replicating, a physical component, finding out immediately, when something is going wrong, when something needs to be replaced, etc. Through that digital twin, down to the journey where you could look at a car, you can have someone build a car in the metaverse, and then you hit print, and literally a factory somewhere would take all the components, right, and build and print you a car, right? I mean, that journey is long, but ultimately there are innovations that are unparalleled in kind of this spatial universe that we're going into. I think that to not jump on the metaverse, or to not kind of align yourself to the metaverse, it's like when everybody was going e-commerce and everyone's like, oh, it's too scary to sell on the internet. And today we live half our lives, or maybe most of our lives on the internet today. So yeah, that would be my feedback to that.
That's very convincing, Ian. If you don't sell stuff online, you won't be able to sell anything anymore. So, Sir Mario, the opportunity for us to convince them.
Yeah, it will be huge, like adoption of the IoTs, the 5Gs, the 6Gs. Those that are manufacturing devices will benefit from this metaverse adoption, because there will be in the past the one that is being sold are mobile devices. Now these are the VR tools, the hardware that support those platforms. So that will be a good thing for manufacturers. Then for those content creators, those that are developing the app, the games, the in terms of the platform, the application for the health, the military, the virtual training, the experience, that will also be a huge boost. So that's why educational system has to adapt as well, to be ready, for this type of to train these people to develop those. And it's not only the business, because right now I see that the next generation, and I think that will happen to my both children. I don't expect them to become a BS degree holder like me. It will become what? They will become creator, content producer. So that's also another way, because one of my buddy with my daughter, no, because I'm spending a lot during this pandemic. He watched an influencer showing basically Roblox and other platforms in the virtual world. So it also creates business for those that is creating the platform for influencers and the platform for those virtual tools. No, so that's also good for business. Yeah, again, the retail industry and also the financial industry has to maintain competitiveness, because now right now it becomes more borderless. You can now deal, no, you can expand your sales sales influence, because you can now sell to other people in other parts of the world, no, because of that reach.
So with what Sir Ian and Sir Mario has shared with us, it's a whole new world of opportunity. It's an end-to-end opportunity from womb to tomb. You just take your own slice of this opportunity, and everybody would have an opportunity on the metaverse. So from content creation to manufacturing, service providers, no? So everyone will have their slice of what is upcoming for the metaverse. So now that we are
Add more,
convinced,
Rickson,
yes,
sorry,
yes, go
sorry
ahead,
to interrupt
go
you.
ahead.
To add more, those that are now here in ISOG
Yes,
is also
yes.
another venue for us, privacy, cybersecurity, tech professionals. That's also an opportunity for us to be able to increase our value because of by knowing these things, so that we can be of service, no, to these businesses.
So that is correct. Now that is why ISOG always make sure that we present the upcoming trends. Not the now, of course, the past trends would be there to guide us on how we design the future, but we're talking about metaverse. Now, while it's still in its infancy stage right now, as early as now, because we acknowledge that there are indeed opportunities for businesses, for the Philippine market, for the consultants, service providers, security providers, in us members, no? Not just the members, but also our audience right now. So these are content that you won't get anywhere else but ISOG. No? So always keep in touch with our series of events this coming year, and you'll learn more in each event. And the opportunity might not wait for you, but since we've already shared this with you, definitely you'll be able to catch your opportunity soon. So thank you for that addition, Sir Mario. And Sir Ian, we'd like to now start the technical questions. So, but to give everyone a background, Ian has written a book on a handbook, authored
Yes,
a handbook. Yes,
yes. So
and
I've authored 3 different books, in my career. One of them is a required reading for ISC certification, and that was a very long time ago. It's a required reading for CISSP. Another one really talks about the pragmatic approach to security, and then the last one covers cloud mobility. And even that, as you know, I think there was a video showed at the keynote, right? Technology is moving so fast that within 4 years, right, within the time you graduate, you're dealing with obsolete information. So but yes, I have written those books.
so Ian, do you teach in universities or?
No, so I am part of my I'm part of the Cyber Policy and Research Institute of my alma mater, University of California, Irvine, and in that we come together with privacy advocates, with law enforcement, with academic, to really discuss not just the enterprise implications of cybersecurity, but the civic and the national implications, the people implications of cybersecurity as it comes to. So I am involved in the university work, but not as a professor or lecturer.
It's all right, Ian, but I believe you will, you can start plugging your 4th book about securing the metaverse. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a good book to start off the year with, right? So
I would
and
say,
you can co-author with Mario, and I'll
there
be
you
your
go.
publisher.
There
I'll
you
be
go.
funding your publishing, and so probably that's one area. No, so probably I'll start off with one technical question. No,
Sure. Go ahead.
we've been talking about emerging technologies, and we know that the metaverse will be composed of not just one technology, but a plethora of IoT, visual
Cloud,
technology, the cloud, and all of these.
5G, yeah,
So as a security
6G.
professional, you've mentioned a while ago, let's go for assessment, but if you look at on the technical side, which technical investment should I go for the first if I want to board into the metaverse? Can you share with us your insight?
Yes, for sure. I think what I look at is these are the four components, okay, of what I would call zero trust capabilities that you need to look at. Those four components are visibility. Okay, you need to be able to see. So, for example, in a metaverse, you're building it on a platform. That platform is cloud. You need to be able to see what's happening there. That cloud is going to interact with an endpoint at some point, a smart devices at some point, etc. With crypto, with NFT, you need to be able to see, right, the interaction of those various components, the interactions between APIs, because if you don't have visibility, you can't protect it. You can't protect what you don't see. So, bar none, you have to have built the zero trust capability of visibility. That's number one. Number two, seeing is not enough. You need to have context, right? So you need to be able to correlate and augment and enrich that data that you see with other information and data points, so that the thing that you see becomes actionable intelligence. Right. And so, building it on the back of a data lake that ingests, data from cloud, data from your on-premise capabilities, data from the endpoint, and then having the artificial intelligence and the machine learning to bubble up anomalous and out of ordinary events, so that you can take action on it is key. So that's the second one, context. The third one is control. Right, you need to invest in tools that gives you a cohesive set of controls. Ultimately, in kind of the Palo Alto Network world, that is the vision that we're building towards, a zero trust enterprise, whereby we give you the same platform, to secure your on-premise capabilities, as well as your cloud capabilities, as well as your IoT capabilities, et cetera, so that you're not getting a very fragmented security policy that is highly dependent on fragmented point solutions, anywhere from 10 to 50 different security tools that and when you do that, especially in the FSI world, compliance and regulatory, compliance is really hard, because you've got to produce all these audit reports from all these various tools, and they don't actually work together seamlessly. And then the last bit is response, because we live in a world where the attackers are evolving faster than than we are, in terms of protection. We need to be able to invest in security tools that can automate and orchestrate response based on a high level of efficacy. And that efficacy, again, comes from your visibility and your context. That's how you get high level of efficacy, so that you can orchestrate and automate a response, so that your mean time to detect and your mean time to response is minimized, because the attackers are working much faster than we are. And these are the tools that I would invest in.
Wow. Ian, I believe Palo Alto is already all these products. It's just
Yes,
a check box away if they want to subscribe to it. But on the side of Mario, to share with everyone, I'll share with you a secret. So most of you might not know that Mario is also a professor. And aside being a professor, the secret is there's a Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity being offered by one of the schools I'm teaching with. That's the College of St. Benilde. And during 2016, it was Joey Regala of ISOG, the president of ISOG, and the president of ISACA Manila, who is right in front of you, Mario de Marillas. The both of them has inspired the College of St. Benilde to embark in creating a degree program. It's a 4-year program to start producing armies of cybersecurity for the country. And take note, this is a model program that other schools may copy and adopt and implement. No? So these are inspirations from Mario and Joey. And a lot of people complain about cybersecurity and the talent gap, and they don't do anything. But these two guys, they exert effort. They're even open to they also inform me if you need materials and talents to teach. We can get them from ISACA and ISOG. So these two institutions are very pivotal to the future of the country's cybersecurity posture. So I like to already congratulate Sir Mario for being that inspiration to the future generation. But of course, that is not the question. I'm sorry for that. No, it's a plugging. No, so ISOG allowed me to plug the program. But the next question is, now that the Metaverse, okay, Ian has mentioned, we're talking about a 4-year course, but on the things that you taught on the first year, it's already obsolete on the 4th year. So as a guru, what can you tell educators and learners about how to cope up with the Metaverse and all these future trends, emerging trends in the market? So what is the secret that you can share with them? Sir Mario?
Okay, I got lost. No, it was a well-guarded secret, Ricson. So, so unsurprised it was announced. Okay, maybe relate to that question. How do you start? No, for me, the way I approach it is I have to be technology agnostic. I use the guideline of NIST on zero trust. So let's enumerate those. So that the way you do things, as what like Henry said earlier, is that if you're not doing well in your current state and then you go to Metaverse, you're just increasing your exposure. So what is the basic tenet of zero trust regardless of technology? Again, you always think that the storage, the data sources, the input and the storage and the computing resources will always be or should be considered sources of data. So what I mean by that, so the person that is providing data, the system that is transmitting that data are all both sources of data. So that has to be inventoried. Then every time there's a connection, so think of this as basic as when we're a child. Don't ever talk to strangers. That was then the thought. Never talk to anyone. So even though if someone is talking to you, that's a stranger, stranger danger. So communication should always be secure regardless of network location. Either you're on site or premise, any parts of the world, it has to be secured. Then access to any resources, there should be no implicit trust. It has to be granted per session based on the behavior. So the next level is that your policy should change, should be dynamic to monitor. It's not always prevention as what I posted in one of the in the social media, in terms of the photo contest of ISOG. It's not always prevention, but aside from prevention, is that you always monitor, as what Ian said earlier. There should be a constant monitoring of behavior, not only assets but also behavior of users, because that user may be trusted for a certain point in time, but the behavior change, it has to be flagged. So just like in a physical security, if a person that is allowed as an employee but has a certain behavior that is either is under the influence of drugs or liquor, you will ban that person. You will react. The same thing in the digital space. So there should be strong monitoring to ensure the posture of these inventoried assets. Then authentication, authorization should be always monitored dynamic, before giving any access, that hindi siya implicit or full access already, and collect as much information. The problem is even though we're not yet at that metaverse, so yung centralized or integrated, at the current state that we have, maybe we only know 50% of what assets, infrastructure, communication that handles that data. So we don't know the 50% of it, and that's dangerous. So imagine if you put everything in the metaverse, it's times 2, times 3 exposure. No? So those are the concerns that you need to continually assess, and through that's why in one of the coping mechanism, we've been testing a lot of tools. So find time to test tools that can assist you. And the good thing about ISOG, a number of vendors here we've been interacting with, and they have different tools that is applicable to certain exposure that you may have in your organization. So constantly, you have to know your risk and to evolve and to augment that with tools and advice from your peers, colleagues, to be able to somewhat make it more secure, not maybe in respond to any inadvertent action later on.
Hey, thank you for that, Professor Mario. We have here list of questions already in the Q&A. So I'd like to take some of them. One is from Mon Luigi Estrella. He wants to direct this question to Ian. So how will Palo Alto's zero trust architecture be affected by Metaverse? Ian?
Yeah. So as I've said in the presentation, right, the idea here is that one of the challenges that you have with security, monitoring and response is that, and this is exacerbated or exaggerated by the metaverse, is that you're going to have too much data points. You're going to have a lot of data that you're going to have to need to ingest and then make sense of and then respond to. And so the Palo Alto Network strategy has been, we saw this becoming a major problem for many organizations, that a lot of them are suffering from an avalanche of point solutions. And because these point solutions are disparate and disjointed, they're not getting correlation and context. And so we move in an acquisition spree for the last 5 years to pull together the best of breed so that you don't have to do that integration. We're doing a lot of that integration, from the endpoint protection to the IoT scanning to 5G technology to firewalls, both on premise, in your cloud on a VM, to container technologies. We are doing all that so that we can establish a platform that have a centralized and consistent view of security for you. And then right now, the next generation of tools we're working on is to orchestrate and automate that response, to the speed of the type of attacks that we're seeing. So we are I would say we are already operating in the future, if you will, in anticipation of the problems that a lot of companies are facing today. And so we've taken 5 years to build this consolidated platform that gives you that capability. Now, when you get to the metaverse, as I said in my presentation, that metaverse platform is still built on cloud native architecture. It's still microservices, it's still API, right? So the tools that we have protects that level of infrastructure. You're going to use IoT. We still have, we knew that was coming, and we have a whole practice around Industry 4.0, and it's going to use 5G, 6G, etc. We have aligned with the NIST Center of Excellence as a key partner for 5G security, because we believe that we needed to get visibility over this traffic. We need to not only understand data traffic, but understand signal traffic and how to correlate that. So the answer to your question is, we have consistently been monitoring, not only the trends of technology, but the needs of our customers in anticipation years in advance. So we are, as you say, we are there today for you in the metaverse.
Thank you for that, sharing the future-proof and holistic approach of Palo Alto for their clients and to make them more secure, even as we are still looking at Metaverse. So we have one more question, but I'll direct this to Mario. There's a question about the negative effects of Metaverse, not only in terms of security, but probably on the social level. What can you say about the negative effects, and should this hinder us from moving to the Metaverse?
You need not to look at Metaverse per se. In the recent, I think for the last 6 months, during the election period, even in social media, a lot of people are harassing, shaming, stalking. A lot of people, either troll or non-troll. I have friends, that are quarreling, in the social media. And think of that in the Metaverse, that is exponentially higher in the Metaverse. I go again back to Roblox. For those that have children here, monitor your children's activity. You will be surprised, either your child is the bully or is the one being bullied. There are ways. I think I answered that earlier. There's a term doxing. I only know this because I just monitor, I interact with my children, especially my daughter, my eldest. There's a word doxing wherein in the virtual world, they look for the social media account of that person. If that person is using the same profile or link that profile to a social media account, they will get that info and shame that person in another platform. So think of Metaverse as a playing field, and like a playing field with each piece of the land has its own Metaverse owner or platform owner. So that person can be bullied in another platform. Harassment has increased. That's why mental health awareness should be part, and it has to be systemic. So the government, we as in the private sector, should link up to the government to somewhat influence legislation and also implementation, because it has to form part of the educational system. That's one of my bucket list, to bring the cybersecurity awareness to the level of primary school. Because I've talked to a lot of psychologists. If you teach a person something, and if that person is already more than 14 years old, you just pray that person will change. It's the same thing when you raise a child. After 14 years old, you're good luck that he or she will remember everything. So that's the awareness part, has to be grassroots. And then there's a lot of harassment, stalking. So the next question is privacy. So from an implementation side, so you can have option like in your social media. You can set, you as a user dictate what will be your privacy setting. Do you like to be anonymous, incognito, or you can use a different avatar? Because imagine again, just close your eyes, imagine you're in Metaverse. You're not using your computer and looking at the screen. You're now experiencing it. If you play the game in 7D in Enchanted Kingdom, that's what Metaverse is. You can feel, you can smell everything. So now part of it, so how there's a lot, the privacy concern is not only the data, but the behavior of that person and what will be the impact in the physical world. And now the problem with there's a question, legal framework, our laws are not yet ready to govern the Metaverse. So that's another question that we need to work with our lawmakers, both in a global scale and local scale. So those are the challenges that we need to address, and that's why we need to study. So, yeah.
Thank you again, Professor Mario. And I believe you've been an inspiration to a lot. Imagine an idea, doing it on a grassroots level. Cybersecurity education on grassroots level. I would love to see that as well. So yeah, I apologize for our audience. I know there are lists and lists of questions that we like to answer. We are short of time, and because of that, I will request our panel members to adopt a quote. They will now cite a quotation as part of their parting words. So I'm sorry to do a twist on our, last segment, but can you identify or narrate a quote or a movie line, and then relate it with our metaverse discussion? Ian, you'd like to start?
Sure, I'll start. So my quote is from the management guru Peter Drucker, who said that culture eats strategy for breakfast. Relating it back to the metaverse, especially in the kind of final layers, right? And as well as what Mario said, security awareness is a huge component of what we're doing here. Palo Alto Networks is so committed to it that we've established this program called ACES program, whereby we have a whole curriculum that we give to educate primary school all the way to high school around digital ethics, around bullying, definitely, and we partner with governments. And I know that we're doing some amazing work in the Philippines as well. And that's a program that we do to elevate that security awareness and that security culture within the population of the Philippines, because ultimately that awareness and that culture is what's going to protect the metaverse, right? People in the metaverse, they're more aware of people around crypto NFT scams and all that stuff that's happening. People who are building the metaverse are going to have that security consciousness of designing the security requirements from the beginning, right? Not reverse engineering security back into the metaverse, but designing it from day one and building it out, both security as well as what Mario said, privacy controls, right? So because of the board and the management board of directors and executive management team, if they have a security culture, they're going to empower their teams to invest in good, strong technology that protects the metaverse from day one. There's no foolproof, right? But however, that level of investment, that level of commitment, early days is going to help go a long way. Again, once things are in production, once 1 million people are using it, you try to put security back into that, that's just going to wreck everything. And then lastly, again, as Mario said, right, regulators, if that becomes security becomes part of that culture, right, they're going to be able to write very, very judicious laws that supports the ongoing growth of the metaverse. Because at the end of the day, we all here agree that the metaverse is the next evolution of the web, and we've seen what e-commerce without the capabilities of telemedicine and all those things, this pandemic would have been very, very detrimental to us. We wouldn't have been able to work without technology. We wouldn't have been the other things that we've done, right? So the metaverse is that next evolution, and going into that next evolution, we've got to lay the right foundation. And I assure you that security culture is absolutely one of the key pillars that the metaverse has to be built on.
Thank you, Ian. Ian for president. So, Sir Professor Mario, your quote for us, your parting words.
Yeah, I heard one word from Ian, which is close to my heart, the word ethics. Ricson is, I'm a sabbatical, Ricson, no? I teach IS ethics. And to give you we have a systemic problem, no? Maybe from a Philippine perspective. Lawyers, doctors, engineers, accountants, and other board professionals have ethics subject in college. Those that are in technology, the IT, computer science, etc., from a Philippine context, there's no ethics subject. And when my experience when I taught ethics subject, it's hard to teach ethics to 25-year-old to 30-year-old students, no, because they already set, no, there's already a hardened rule in their minds. What is good, what is right, what is good or what is bad. No? With all of these platforms, no, how the way you handle data, how do you develop system, develop manufacture hardware. If ethics will become part, no, of that culture, when you build things, this is for the good, no, because metaverse can be used as a weapon and as a business proposition, no? And it is highly dependent on the person that is developing that, the platform owner. So if that platform owner is a cyber criminal, so he will create a platform for cyber criminals, activities, cyber criminal activities. So it has to be approached also from a psychological special perspective on the people aspect, because we don't want to make reality, no, in the iRobot, no, the singularity, wherein the machines take over because humans cannot be trusted anymore. So we don't want that scenario to happen, no. No, that's the ethics part, and that's a hard road, no. There are a lot of groups, especially in the AI. I also monitor, no, the AI ethics side, because to avoid biases, harassment, etc. No? Second, when you build things, always it has to be embedded as well. When you build things, not only security should not be something. Example, you have something. Security should not be something on top. Security should be the embedded in the things that you are developing, no? So it has to be embedded. So when you build things, it's already just like erecting a building. So the foundation is strong, so that every time you build something on top, which is so secured, but the foundation is also secured, because if the foundation is useless, it can just be bypassed by anyone. No? But that's another hard role, no? Because it has to be a mindset, no, change, no, on that perspective. I think that's my parting word statement, no, for this session.
Thank you, Professor Mario, and thank you, President Ian. But again, these fine gentlemen, well, we can go on for hours and hours because of their resourcefulness and richness in terms of the discussion for the metaverse. But of course, everything good must come to an end. So, again, parting word on my side is the metaverse is our responsibility. So we will build it the way we want it, but we will live it as well the way we should live it. So it's up to us. The future is up to us to make, up to us to design, and how we will design the metaverse will be what our future will be. So with that, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our segment, and you always stay safe, both online and physical. Then this time around, also in the metaverse. So stay safe, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Chi, going back to you.
Very well said, Sir Ricson. Okay, great. Thank you to all our panelists, and we are going to have to end our panel discussion session at this time. For those of you who didn't have your questions answered, we will get back to you separately and address each of your questions. You can also email us at isogcybersec@gmail.com and follow our social media sites, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and our website, isog-org.ph. The prizes do stop, but we will have our last raffle draw for today, which is our last, unless you join us again next time on the forum on July 2021. Okay, for the first raffle prize, again, and this is the last time it's going to be given away, one desktop sound bar with microphone. And the winner is Mr. Wilfredo Bautista from UCPB Savings Bank. Congratulations, Sir Wilfredo Bautista, for winning the desktop soundbar with microphone. Okay, and the mini Bluetooth 3.0 folding keyboard with touchpad will be given to Sir Ryan Ruiz from Tulay sa Pag-Unlad Incorporated, a microfinance NGO. Congratulations, Sir Ryan Ruiz, for winning the LED gaming headphone with built-in microphone. And finally, a 4-in-1 USB sound card multifunction Type-C adapter. The winner is Rufino Placido Jr. from Philippine Allied Enterprises Corporation. Congratulations, Sir Rufino, for winning the 4-in-1 USB sound card multifunction Type-C adapter. Okay, may humabol pa. Okay, we have an additional prize from Blue Voyant. It's a clean canteen water jug. So the winner is... Ayan, that will be the prize. So the winner is... Jovi Jane Amolo, FFHNAS. Congratulations for winning this very nice clean canteen water jug. Thank you so much for participating at the I Am Secure Metaverse Forum. We hope you're happy with your prizes. And well, to officially close this forum, let me call on the forum chairman, our cybersecurity educator and vice president of ISOG, Mr. Chito Jacinto.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I trust that we all had a productive and engaging day in today's session of the Metaverse I Am Secure Forum. Today, we learned much about the impact of Metaverse in our society, especially in how the banking sector conducts business. This latest web sensation certainly has a lot to offer to make the business side of banking a little more exciting. From coming up with modern financial products to engaging with a younger generation of customers, the burgeoning metaverse economy is indeed a virtual planet worth exploring for any bank that aims to step up its game. But of course, in every exploration, there are risks involved. To make the most of the opportunities in the metaverse without sacrificing any aspect of the business, it is crucial for information security professionals to be equipped with the right knowledge of this new digital ecosystem. Before taking a deep dive into the metaverse, we need to undergo a process of understanding this environment, reevaluating our goals and strategies, and constantly updating our skill sets. And today, I congratulate all of you for taking the first step towards preparing for business banking in the metaverse. The things we've learned today will surely be beneficial in safeguarding our institutions in the era of the metaverse. It is still a long way to go, but rest assured that ISOG will support you as you continue protecting the cyberspace, and as some of you are just about to prepare your respective institutions in this uncharted territory. Before this productive day ends, allow me to express our gratitude to the companies and institutions behind the success of this event. Thank you, Bankers Association of the Philippines. We truly appreciate your insights on innovative solutions to deal with metaverse banking. Thank you as well to all our sponsors for trusting the organization, and to your respective speakers for sharing your expertise. Last but never the least, thank you all, our guests and viewers, for actively participating in today's activity. We hope that you will be able to use the insights from today's productive engagements and discussions. We hope to see you again on July 21 for a third set of the Metaverse Forum. Enjoy the rest of your day.
So on behalf of everyone here, I would once again like to thank all of you, our participants, for joining us. Please note that we'll be sending a short survey following today's webinar, and the feedback we received through the survey provides us with important information for producing future webinars. So please do take the time to complete it. We will leave the Zoom room open for 15 minutes more in case some of you still want to chat and network with your fellow attendees. Thank you again to everyone for participating in our second ISOG I Am Secure 2022 Metaverse Forum. See you again on July 21 and September 1, and thank you for staying with us. I hope that you have gained lots of insights from our wonderful speakers today. This has been your host, Chia Tienza Valdepeñas, and have a wonderful day and stay safe online and offline.
Making informed decisions is the key to facing any challenge. Count on us to give you balanced, fearless news and information. Anytime, anywhere, always.
We all live in a connected world where information travels faster than we can even imagine. Around the globe, Westcon Comstore enables our partners to harness the evolution of technology. By strategically focusing on these 7 foundational areas, we're revolutionizing the way our partners do business. Our cloud practice empowers partners to transform their businesses through private, hybrid, and public cloud infrastructures. Our global deployment practice helps partners expand their global reach seamlessly through a single point of contact. Our services practice enables partners to grow their businesses through greater strategic insight and richer margin opportunities. Our security practice arms partners so they can safeguard their customers' information and reputations while unlocking opportunities for their business growth. Our unified communications and collaboration practice connects resellers to the products, knowledge, and expertise needed to create seamless interactions anytime, anywhere. Our networking practice enables resellers to accelerate global connectivity through the fully integrated networks and support infrastructures their customers demand. Our data center practice unleashes our partners' abilities to advance information management for their customers. No matter where our partners are in the technology landscape, Westcon Comstore is there to expand their horizons. Westcon Comstore, delivering results together.
Welcome to Benilde School of Management and Information Technology, or SMIT. SMIT students are honed to be not only professionally competent, but also responsible professionals, business leaders, and entrepreneurs who value diversity and continuous learning through innovation. Benilde's beginnings are also rooted in the start of SMIT. In the 1980s, DLSU President, Brother Andrew Gonzalez, FSC, opened the Career Development Program, or CDP, which offered business programs for working students. CDP then grew to become SMIT, which from then on offered business programs that are reflective of today's industry in a technology-driven environment. In SMIT, classes are facilitated in an environment where learning happens in collaboration among faculty members, students, and associates. Our pioneering programs are cutting-edge and unique. SMIT was the first school in the country to offer programs in computer applications, export management, human resource management, interactive entertainment and multimedia computing, business intelligence, and analytics. Students can also enroll in real estate management, information systems, and cybersecurity. SMIT also continues to offer business management and marketing management under the Career Development Program. Our faculty members are industry practitioners who have worked as middle to senior managers and CEOs in various corporations. We also have faculty members who are industry leaders, entrepreneurs, and are distinguished members of the academe. SMIT programs are PASCU accredited, and the school is recognized as a center of excellence in business administration. SMIT continues to offer and will further develop programs that will provide our students with the needed competencies for them to be leaders in the fourth industrial revolution. We strive to be the school of choice for emerging business and technology leaders.
Every day, we continue to see how technology influences our lives. From the moment we wake up to the time we sleep, technology is intertwined in our daily activities. They have allowed us to live smarter, better, and safer. During COVID-19 crisis, its role has been further amplified, allowing continuity of operations, facilitating collaboration, enhancing communications, and strengthening connections. At VST ECS, commitment to innovation inspires us to look beyond our limits. With every single step, we aim to enable every partner and deliver technology to help organizations transform their business. As a member of the VST ECS group, we have what it takes to bring technology where they matter most. For decades, we have played a role in technology availability through our partnership and collaboration with retail partners, mobility channels, online platforms, system integrators, ISVs, and born-in-the-cloud businesses. We offer opportunities to help organizations thrive in this changed world with our impressive portfolio. Imagine what you can achieve when you have access to the world's best-in-class ICT products. We represent more than 90 ICT brands, a wide spectrum of choices to help you stay ahead of the game. Imagine your growth when you have the capacity to address and serve diverse customer needs. We offer an extensive array of products, solutions, and services including notebooks and desktops, consumer and commercial, gaming devices and accessories, mobility, smartphones, tablets, gadgets and accessories, e-mobility, e-vehicle, lifestyle IoT, workstations, printers and copiers, supplies, unified endpoint management and virtual desktops, commercial digital display, document imaging solutions, POS solutions, AIDC, servers, hyper-converged infrastructure, storage solutions, power management solutions, networking, wired and wireless, network security, software, CAD and graphics, software, enterprise solutions, artificial intelligence, and robot process automation, data management solutions, 3D printing, software-defined network, big data solutions, IP surveillance and security, collaboration solutions, cloud solutions, containers and microservices, DevOps, data center solutions and services, everything as a service, managed services, service and support pack, subscriptions. Imagine your strength when you cultivate relationships with industry leaders, game changers, tech experts, and trendsetters. There may be shifts in customer needs and market conditions. At VST ECS, we will remain focused to be the best and most admired technology partner in the Philippines. VST ECS Philippines Incorporated. Great products, great people, great solutions. Partner with us.